Hello and welcome to the Back Nine Report. My name is Carlos Torres, along with Altvater. We check in on the world of golf to bring you the latest news, insights, analysis, interviews, recaps, previews. Here we cover anything and everything golf. In other words, if it happened in golf, we have it for you. Fred, hi, how are you today?
Hey, Carlos, great. Another really a pretty good weekend of golf. I actually watched a little bit of golf this weekend. There was no football.
It was a Pro Bowl.
Well, that's fake football. That doesn't really count. I'm sorry. That's like the all-star basketball game. It's just they're worthless. You can't watch those.
It's even worse. It's even worse than that. Yeah.
Did you see, before we get started, we got to talk about this. Did you see the shot that Jordan Spieth had standing on the edge of the cliff downhill? Did you see? Would you hit that shot?
No, I wouldn't even. I was just like, I'll take the penalty. Let's just move on. I'm not gonna do that.
That
not
was
at
dangerous.
all. No
Have
way.
you ever been to Top Golf? Have you been to a Top Golf?
Yes.
So we were at Top Golf. We're up on the top level, right?
Mm-hmm.
It took me about 7 or 8 balls to get comfortable hitting balls off the top deck, and there's a net there. I'm not even close to the edge. There's no way I could have done that. And he pulled off the shot.
No.
It was phenomenal.
No, it was amazing. But you know who was phenomenal? We have to talk about it. We have to.
It's your girl.
We have to. And this is, I'm getting chills just to talk about her. I'm getting chills, Fred. I'm getting chills. It's Leona Maguire. Yes, finally. It's funny because, and this is going to be totally pun intended, her golf career has gone one direction, and that is up. And I say one direction because, she signed with the former One Direction singer Neil Horan's golf management company, Modest Golf. So that's why I have to use the One Direction. She's going up, definitely. And it happened because Saturday, the former top amateur won her first LPGA Tour event, which was the Drive On Championship at the Crown Colony Golf and Country Club in Fort Myers by 4 strokes. By the way, it was the first win by any player in 47 years in Fort Myers. That's how long it took. But she did it in sizzling fashion. Her breakthrough victory has come in her 50th LPGA start, with her having been long tipped for success, and we've been on her since she was an amateur. I mean, she spent only 135 weeks as the women's world #1 amateur before turning pro in 2018. By the way, yeah, you heard right. Leona Maguire holds the record for most weeks at the top of the rankings, amateur rankings, with 135. Breaking Lydia Ko's record of 130. Now, here's one stat on that, and I'll leave it quickly after that. Only 3 male and 1 female players have ever held the #1 ranking as both an amateur and then as a professional. Is she next? I don't know. Those 3 are Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, John Ram, and on the ladies' side, Lydia Ko. But she was a standout at Duke University before she took this more circuitous route than planned to the LPGA Tour. She failed to win the LPGA card on her first time through the Q School, so she had to go and then play Ladies European Tour, which she did very well, the Symetra Tour, and finally she made it to the LPGA in 2020, and she has we have to say steadily rise through the rankings before breaking into the top 100, and that was in April of 2021. Last year, she came close to finally securing that first win when she finished second to American star Nelly Korda at the Major Classic in June. She had another second place, but that was not even close. I mean, Lydia Ko creamed the Lodi Championship by 7 strokes, so she was clear second, but she wasn't close. Anyway, I have to say there were clear highlights, most notably when she shot a record equaling 61 to storm through the Evian Championship. So you started to see her trying to get up there. She earned her best finish in a major, and then it was inevitable for her to be at the Solheim Cup. And she even admits after that that she had to be patient in her quest for an LPGA victory because, by the way, and this was very close to you in Inverness club there, she became the first Irish woman to compete in the Solheim Cup. And then she showed her game by setting the record for most points scored by a rookie on route to a Europe's upset win. So now she has soared with this win 17 places up the world rankings to a career high number 20 after this first victory. You know, in 2021, she started at 177. She became the first Irish winner on tour. And now she's also up to fourth place on the LPGA money list after collecting a check of $225,000 for that work in Florida. So Fred, for the first time in her career, she's going to be exempt into all 5 majors for the women's this season. Next month in California is the first one, so she won't have to wait a lot to try to earn that one. So Fred, and by the way, you know that this first win for her was big when Ireland's president gave her a shout out on Twitter. Whether somebody's tweeting for him on that or not, I prefer to think that he might have crafted that one. So anyway, how about Leona Maguire? I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I knew you would be when I saw that she finally got her breakthrough win. But Carlos, I have to tell you, you know, this all started in Toledo, Ohio. Yeah, she went to Duke, and you know, I watched her play at the you know, at the marathon, which is now the oh, they changed the name. Anyhow, I watched her play at the Marathon Classic. I even talked to her mother on the range one day for a while she was there. But the Solheim Cup, 5-0, right? 5-0. She won her team matches with Mel Reed, and then with Georgia Hall, she won one match with that. But then she won her singles match. She beat Jennifer Kupko. She was 5-0. That's where the light really went off. That's where the confidence now is coming from. And we said this in the recap when we talked about the Solheim Cup, that Leona Maguire was the big winner at the Solheim Cup. She realized she is as good as anybody else in the world right now. She should be winning. She can be playing. She can win majors now, Carlos. You watch. She's going to have a really, really big year. So this starts back in college for, well, she was a great high school player in Ireland, you know, and then at Duke, she was fantastic. 4-time All-America, first team, 3-time ACC Player of the Year, 2-time Annika National Player of the Year, 2-time runner-up at the NCAA National Championship. So, I mean, she did it all as an amateur. She unbelievable. Then when she turned pro, it was a little slower for her. She kind of had to ease her way in a little bit. Like you said, it took some stuff. She had 14, she made 14 cuts in 16 starts on the now the Epsom Tour, formerly the Symmetric Tour. And then she finally got her card. She was up for 2020. She made 14 events, made 11 cuts, 14 events, made 180,000. She finished inside the top 70, so she was okay. She had a T4 at the Vic Open. Last year, she made 17 cuts in 20 events. So you're hearing a trend here, right? She makes a lot of cuts. She's very, very consistent. She wasn't winning, but she was right there making top 25s, you know, getting checks. She made almost $900,000 last year without a win. And then she had the big Solheim. She played in the Olympics, was T21 in that. So that was really big, but the Solheim Cup is what really set her up, Carlos. And I knew that you were just going to be ecstatic talking about her tonight. We really think, look for big things from Leona Maguire, especially over the next couple years as she continues to mature, become more comfortable on tour. She has the game to compete with anybody, with the Nella Cordes, with the Jin Young Ko's, with the Lexi Thompsons. She doesn't take a backseat to anybody. So we both predicted at the time that this performance at the Solheim Cup would probably be the catalyst for a huge 2022. And for Leona, it appears to be coming true, Carlos. Mute. You're on mute.
It definitely does. And I think that um, one thing is also the confidence for her, because I think she might have set a setback when she didn't make it that first time on the LPGA through the Q school. She had to take that route through the ladies European tour and then the Symetra tour to finally make it here. But she has been a winner. I mean, she was a standout at Duke and 135 weeks at #1 in the amateur world. So she had the credentials, she has the game like you're mentioning, but she needed that confidence. And it's an incredible thing, that mental switch that it's turned out at some point, and it did at the Solheim Cup, definitely. And right now we see the fruit of that. And I believe that this year, adding her to the conversation with Jin Young Ko, with Nelly Corda, with Lydia Ko, is now also playing amazingly. And that was the other top amateur, 130 weeks. So will she be able, Leona Maguire, to make it to the top? That's going to be the question. She definitely has the game. She can compete with the best. I can't wait to see what the future awaits for her.
Yeah, just a couple of things to wrap up, Carlos. Number one, having to take a step back and kind of getting knocked down a peg a little bit and having to work your way back through the Symetra Tour and to build that confidence and to figure, you doubt yourself. You think, well, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Here I'm #1 in the world for all these weeks. And now, oh man, I can't compete up there. I'm back here with the, kind of with the rummies here. And so she's learned now what it takes to work her way back up. That is very, very important. And the other thing is that, we're getting excited about just one win. Okay. But we've been watching this young lady for some time. And this is exactly what, this is a progression. This is what we've been looking for. And we really do expect big things out of her.
Definitely. And adding to that, she had to learn all the way. I mean, that experience of being on tour for the first time, maybe it wasn't that right for her, but she learned through that experience, through those both tours, the Ladies European Tour and the Symetra Tour. It prepared her for what is now the life on the LPGA. But anyway, let's see. Like you mentioned, this is not just one win. This has been predicted. Even other players, Lexi Thompson, talked about it. So it's something that her peers even waited for. So now we'll see what is going to happen. So anyway, we'll be waiting for her next victory and maybe a first major. Who knows? We'll know pretty soon next month in California. So thank you for joining us. It's always our pleasure to bring you the latest in the world of golf news and information. Stay subscribed to our channel so you can stay up to date with everything that we post for you. So thank you for joining us.